let's take it a little bit further with our tables. We're working with tables in the text editor page type in SiteSkins. This is our page that we've set up as an example. We've got 3 images here. And what we'd like to do today is show how we can expand on this table without having to create a new table, which could have, its own alignment issues and slide to the left or right, or just not being perfectly in line. So how can we add to our table if originally we only set it up to have these 6 cells? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cells. So let's go ahead and go back into the editor, and we're going to take a look at that now. So once back inside the editor, we want to recognize first that we have our table here. You can see the thin lines of the table here. These lines will show up if you have the table border setting to higher than 0, but right now we have it set to 0, which means that they just show up kind of these ghost borders here to let us know that the border is in fact there and where it is. Now, what I'm going to do is click inside one of these cells, and I'm going to add a row. So I'm going to go to the row here. I'm going to go insert row after. And now you can see we added 3 new rows. And I'm going to go ahead and insert another row. So insert row after. And now we have added to our table 6 new rows, which we can add our next 3 photos. And we can add our next 3 captions here. So let's go ahead and upload a couple more pictures. Okay, we're going to go into Browse Server. And I'm going to go ahead and look for some new images. I want to upload some new images in here. I'm going to go to Add Files, go to Desktop, and go to Web folder. This is where I keep my web images. And I'm going to go ahead and just add a few more photos at random. I'm not going to worry too much about what they are. I'll go ahead and select this one here, this one here. How about this one, this one? Let's see what else we have. We'll select a duck, a heron, and what else can we do here? Okay, we'll put in the this lily shot here. Okay. We'll go ahead and upload all of these images. Because I've pre-scaled most of them, they will upload fairly quickly. However, I see that there's a couple in here which I didn't pre-scale, so they're quite large. This image is 3.26 megabytes. This one was also 3.26 megabytes. So we're going to go ahead and get these uploaded. I'm gonna skip time forward, and so you don't have to be bored by this. Okay, so we've got our new images uploaded here, and we're going to go ahead and select some of those and get those put in. So I'm going to go ahead and choose this fall foliage here. I'm going to set this to 140 height. And we'll go ahead and put, actually, I see now that we've got a little bit of an issue here with the height and width. But let's go ahead and continue on here. We're going to put in another image here. We'll go ahead and go with the lily. And you can see it's kind of starting to push our table a bit here. Okay, so we have more space in these top images here. Now, this may or may not bother you. Personally, it's not a problem for me. However, if it bothers you, you can fuss more with the images to make them all, kind of snug up a little bit better. In this case, a quick way we could do this would be to go into Image Properties, and we could just set this down to maybe something like 130 on the height. And do the same on all of these. And that will actually give us a little bit more space back. As you can see, there's still a little unevenness here. Now, we've talked about before how we can actually go into the cell properties and we can actually center align an image in there. So you still can make this, really work out. It's just a matter of how you want to work it out. So the option is yours, how you wish to do it. Now I'm going to go ahead and put in some captions here. I'm just hitting my tab key to move over. And okay, again, to be in line with what we did before, I'm going to go ahead and set the size on these to be size 11. Doing that will bring them in sync with what we've done above. Okay, so that is how to expand your table. And there's another thing I'd like to cover in this video, and that is how can we actually make these images click to open a larger image. Now this is something that's really a nice thing to do, especially if you're a photographer and you'd like to show, give the option to zoom in on an image and see exactly, what it would look like larger. So let's go ahead and select an image here and show how to do that. Now we're going to select this lily blossom. I'm going to right click and I'm going to go into, actually it's up here. I'm going to go up here and I'm going to click on the link icon. And where did it go? The link icon is right here. So it says link when we hover over it. We'll click on that. And I'm going to choose to browse server to find out what I want to link to. And I can see my files here. Now, since I want the lily to open to the lily, I'm going to go ahead and double click on the lily here. And that's all I need to do to put that target in. Now, I also want to make sure that it opens in a pop-up window. If we leave it as is, it's going to basically just go to a next page, which is just going to be that picture. But instead, I'd like to go ahead and link to a pop-up window. And we're going to leave these settings all blank for now. And let's take a look at how this works. And I'm just going to name this pop-up window Lily. And we'll go ahead and keep that. Now let's take a quick look and see what that did for us when we publish and exit. Okay, so we're back on our page. I'm going to refresh the page. And we can right away see that this is linked by the fact that we've got a border around it, and that shows that it's a link. Now, I personally don't like those kind of borders. I find them a little bit ugly, so we're going to address that. Also, we can see that this is actually opening quite large. We've got a bunch of white space around it. So the way to get around that is to find out what are the dimensions of the launched open image. And I'm going to go to this image and select properties, and I see that it's actually 1024 by 683. So we're going to get out of that, and let's fix that. So we're going to go back into the website, into our text editor page, and we see that we actually we can select the link, and we can go up here and we can click to edit the link right there, or we can just right click here and we can go edit link. And sometimes that's a little bit finicky to get that to click. So we're going to go ahead and edit the link. Now in the target area, now I'm going to set a width of 700, or actually a width of 1035 and a height of 700 to give us a tighter window around for our pop-up window. Okay. And when we accept that, now I'm going to go in and I want to remove this border, show you how to do that. So let's remove the ugly border around the image. That is done by going into the image properties, which I did by right clicking on the image, and I set the border to 0. Simply set it to 0. Now you could choose to set this border to 3 or 5. And some people may want to really show that that's a link. For me, I think it's fairly well understood that if you can hover over it and click, it's probably going to zoom in on the image. So let's go ahead and keep that at 0. And now that snugs up our table again a little bit better as well. And you could even do something like, you could put click to zoom here in your text, or you could put that above your table. You could put click on any image to zoom in. Okay, so let's go ahead and publish and take a look at what we've got now. Okay, I'm going to reload this page. And now we can see that the outline is gone, the ugly outline is gone. And when we click on the lily, we do launch the lily. And you can close that. So your visitor will now be able to see your image much, much larger. And then they can go ahead and close that. So that's a way that you can make very nice galleries, and you can actually display your image at whatever size you wish. I definitely recommend something around 1024, maybe a 1280 wide. Bigger than that, you're going to run into problems with people who have smaller monitors. So I would recommend sticking around 1000 pixels wide. You can go a little bit higher, as we did here. That's going to give you a nice large zoom in, but it's still not such a large image that someone could steal your image and use it in print or so forth. If you are concerned about people stealing your images, it's best to use Photoshop to go ahead and create a watermark stamp of authorship on your images. These days, it is really the Wild West in terms of people, stealing images that they find online. It's easy to guard for that. All you simply need to do is just put a watermark using Photoshop or something like that on your images that you choose to display online. Okay, and that is the how to expand your table. We added 2 new rows and we added 3 new images and showed how to link an image to a large version of an image. I hope this helped you out, and thanks for watching.